I believe I put the correct stream in. I did have to change the OBS, so we might be. I think we're live on Better and Green. Anyways, welcome in to Better and Green's Saturday morning live. We are back. Obviously, no football this week. I think it's the first weekend without football since August. I mean, we have the Pro Bowl stuff. I don't even know. I can't bet the Pro Bowl in Virginia because Virginia has a thing where they don't let you bet like on things that are truly chance. Like I can't bet on the Super Bowl coin flip. I can't bet on that kind of like the Gatorade color where it really doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how they classify it, but you can't bet the Pro Bowl in Virginia because, like I said, it's bullshit and it's just chance and it's not real. But there are some sites that you can bet on Pro Bowl stuff. So I do think there's like a skills challenge. Maybe that was last night. I don't even know if there's any Pro Bowl today. But we have a big slate of college basketball that we want to look into. A little bit of NHL as well. The PGA Tour is live for round 3 at Pebble. NBA, I actually hit a pretty big NBA parlay last night, but it was just straight up guessing. So maybe I should dive back into the NBA. I have taken a little bit of time off of college basketball because I have been ice cold. So I will be diving back into college basketball today. Just don't know to the extent of that, how in depth I will get. But have not been seeing college basketball, which is rare for me. And then NHL is very hit or miss. But looking forward to the slate today. We're about an hour away from these noon tip offs. Ethan, happy to have you here. I know both of us have kind of been struggling a little bit in the last week or so, trying to build up a little bit of a bankroll for me to just lose all that money in the Super Bowl. But I do expect to have myself quite a bit of props come Super Bowl Sunday. But how are you, Ethan, and how are you feeling about today?
Yeah, it's been rough stretch of days. Tuesday was great. Don't remember my record, but barely lost on Tuesday, and then came all crashing down on Wednesday. Lost everything Wednesday, everything Thursday. 1-2 last night. This morning, off to a rough start already with debated on a Premier League game if I was going to do both teams to score or one of the teams to win. 7 goals scored in the game, 7-0 on the team I was
Jeez.
debating. I took both teams to score, so that was very annoying. Then UFC is already on this morning. I bet the first fighter basically lost by decision where I thought he won, the announcers thought he won, all Twitter thought he won. Even the opponent who ended up winning said I didn't think I won that fight. So that sucked as well. Confidence low. That being said, I have also taken a break from college basketball since Wednesday after I think I went 1-6 or 1-5. So rough Wednesday in college basketball. Have not bet it since. Feeling decent about the board today. Feeling decent about NBA. I did get a winner in the NBA last night on the Suns. NHL, literally I could bet both sides of a game and still find a way to lose. So we'll go over it, but I would fade everything that comes out of my mouth when it comes to hockey.
Yeah. I am pretty much in the same boat. Again, luckily I tweeted out last night and it's 100% the addiction of it setting in. But once you hit one parlay can just bring you right back. So like I said, I hit a 20 uniter last night in the NBA. I'm right back in it. I'm right back into the swing of things. I was just down in the dirt and now I'm back here. But like you, I don't know if I said it already. I'm 0 for 7 in my last 7 college basketball bets. So could not be colder in the sport. Of course, the one bet I did like yesterday was a no sweat. Did not take it. I think that's just a confidence level. I know that's what me and you talk about quite a bit. Our leans are hitting and our actual bets aren't. And I think that just messes with our confidence a little bit. So yeah, it would be nice to get back on track today. What sport do you want to start with? Again, I had a slow morning, so I am just diving in to all boards today. But what sport would you want to start with?
Well, I know you've been pretty big into this golf tournament. I do have one play on Sung Jae to make the top 20. He is currently a few strokes out of that. But I guess if we just want a quick touch on that, do you have anything you're looking at live? And I guess how have you done so far? I know you live bet it quite a bit.
Yeah, I've live bet. I don't recommend live hole betting. It's more for entertainment. I literally put $5 to $10 on live hole scores, and ultimately yesterday ended up keep doubling down on Scotty, and it did not work out for me. Again, not a smart strategy, but I did hit my round props. I'm 2-0 on round props in Pebble. I don't have any round props yet. I probably won't, just because probably gonna watch a lot more college basketball today than golf. I'll probably have it on in the background, but just not as I won't be as into it like I was on Thursday and Friday. But yeah, round one I had Scotty over birdies that hit, and yesterday I had Jordan Spieth over, JT over Jordan Spieth just in the round two scores. So I might have something for a round two prop. Like I said, I don't recommend taking Sepp Straka. I know he's live right now at plus 250. That's terrible odds. He is a couple strokes up. Um, He's 3 strokes up. I would not take those odds at all. I don't think Scotty right now is worth it at plus 11 or plus 1,000 on DraftKings. He got up to like plus 1,700 yesterday. I would still wait. Do think Scotty's going to make a pretty big run today, but day one and day two, he has started slow. So if you do want to get involved on Scotty live, I would recommend waiting like 3 holes in. He'll probably par those. And then I really think Scotty might go like 8 under today. So if he gets up to the plus 14, 15, 1600, I wouldn't hate a live outright win on Scotty, but no round props for me yet. Again, I might have something I will post on Twitter, but again, my main focus today is probably gonna be on college basketball, and then maybe I might dabble in some NHL.
Yeah, I haven't been able to follow this tournament super close. I've had it on at work, but you know how that goes. Any thoughts on Cam Davis? Currently 3 strokes off the lead, 18-1 to win. It's kind of a guy that catches my eye just because I feel like I don't know, he's always right around the top in a lot of tournaments, but never quite finishes. So maybe a smaller tournament like this one could be an opportunity.
Yeah, so again, the thing today, so yesterday and Thursday, they rotated courses. So the guys played one course Thursday, the other guys played then they flipped. So they played different courses. Now, Saturday and Sunday, they're all playing the same course, Pebble Beach, the more famous one. But today's weather is supposed to be pretty bad. It's supposed to be cold, windy, and rainy. And from the announcers, again, I'm not really a golf expert, but from the announcers' standpoint, they say the little lesser inexperienced golfers really struggle in these conditions. And they say even that the big favorites, and they brought up Tiger, that he loved playing from behind in bad weather games because he just had confidence he could do better in those conditions than other golfers. So because of the conditions today, I know Cam Davis isn't a no name, but he's also just not one of the big dogs. I mean, the guys and odds in front of him, besides Sepp, you have Scotty, Rory, Colin Morikawa, JT, Finau, Cantlay. I mean, those are all right around much bigger names than him. So I'll be a little cautious taking a lesser known name on a bad condition day today. Like I said, I think the big guys, I really think Scotty's going to go off today in the bad conditions. I think he's going to get really close to the lead here. And then possibly, I don't trust Colin Morikawa or JT right now. Very inconsistent, but a guy like Tom Kim possibly could make a little go at it. But I really like Scotty. Like I said, I think Scotty's going to have the lowest round today. I just think he's going to be the best player in these conditions. And again, also possibly Patrick Cantlay. He's just really good in every condition. And I think in a rain slash high winds round today, he's just an accurate enough golfer that I don't think it's going to affect him much. So those would be my 2 leans today. But like I said, I'm not much of a golf expert, just kind of diving into it this year. But yeah, Cam Davis hit the ball extremely well yesterday and Thursday. So just a little nervous about the weather today.
Good point. Did not know about that weather, but yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I'll probably want some action on golf today, so I'll probably sprinkle something. I probably won't even tweet it out because I'm not gonna give my golf advice to anybody as if I know what I'm talking about. But
yeah, I'm trying to act like I have all this golf knowledge, and I really don't. But I'm starting to dive in, putting more time and effort than I have in years past. And obviously, we're still early. Like this is Scotty's first tournament, Rory's first tournament, so we're early. But I'm gonna see how it goes this year. I really enjoy betting it. I really enjoy researching it. So and enjoy watching it. So it's just another avenue that I am interested in going down.
it definitely helps the dog days of summer
Yes,
having golf.
it really does.
So,
It does.
I really enjoyed that last year. So yeah. Um, But yeah, moving
it's
on.
better than betting baseball and whatnot. So
I'm actually ready
let's
for
get
baseball,
into.
but
I saw that tweet.
dude, I'm ready.
That was bold. I missed a comment here from Ben. Thomas Peterson about to fight live dog at plus 275. Wow. We do have Ben and Bobby dive into UFC every single week that it is playing, and we do have an early fight today or early showing today. So if you do want more details, I believe they have a video out there. But Bobby and Ben do a great job with the UFC. But yeah, Ben says Thomas Peterson about to fight live dog plus 275. They know a lot more about UFC than I do. So if you do want to get involved on that, Thomas Peterson about to fight. Where's that one being held?
It's in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And that shows how much I know. I'm on the favorite by knockout. So see how it goes.
Okay,
Whoop.
let's get into whoops. Let's get into some college basketball. These are starting pretty quickly. And again, I do have to lock in some bets here.
Yeah.
Starting off a top 10 matchup, Florida and Tennessee. Do you have any read on this game? Tennessee, I believe, just lost. I feel a little out of it. Like I said, I haven't bet it in a couple days. Yeah, Tennessee has lost 2 in a row now. Just lost at home to Kentucky. Florida is traveling to Tennessee. Florida is a 3.5-point dog. Do you have any read on this game? I just Tennessee was one of the bets that I was on that started the 7-bet losing streak in college basketball. So I'm not too excited to jump back on them, but possibly could be convinced that they are the play.
Yeah, I like Tennessee, and I actually bet it at -2.5. Big news though, just probably an hour ago, Zakai Ziegler is ruled out for Tennessee. So they were a 5-point favorite. It dropped down to 2.5. It's back to 3.5. But we've already seen this matchup in Florida. Florida decimated Tennessee by 30 points, 73-43. Absolutely dominated the boards in that game. And yeah, now you have Tennessee off 2 straight losses, Auburn and Kentucky. Not bad losses by any means, but would have liked to have one. And they lost to Vanderbilt 2 games before that. So they've lost 3 of their last 4 at home. Florida revenge spot. Can't afford to lose it. Best player out. I think the team rallies around. So I laid it 2.5 with Florida or Tennessee. And I think they get some revenge on Florida.
I love it. Yeah, I'm convinced. Basically, just off the, I forgot they lost by like 30 points earlier this year, and then the injured player theory. I like another comment from Ben. Gaziev or whatever the guy you bet on got knocked out by some rando outside a bar. He could win, but they're both terrible. So he's like a plus money guy.
That is this is a revenge. That's the last thing he's known for, probably. Let's knock this dude out.
Oh boy. Moving on. So yeah, Tennessee I do like. I like that quite a bit. I might be involved on that with you. I feel out of it in the Big East, but we have Providence, St. John's. We have a Big Ten matchup, Washington, Minnesota, Wake Forest, Pitt. Another that was Providence, St. John's. I just said that. Do you have anything in those games? I'm probably going to pass. Like I said, I'm probably going to focus on the ranked games today.
Yeah, I have leans in all 3, but I basically made a promise to myself. I'd way overextended on Wednesday, got my ass kicked, so I don't want to, put out 10 bets and be sweating if I lose the first 3 of how my day is going to go. So I kind of promised myself I'd only bet one of the noon games. I picked Tennessee. I lean Minnesota, but the only thing I would want to know is when did Washington travel? Because it is a noon start, so that's 9 a.m. local time for Washington. But they haven't played in 8 days, so I'm sure they've been there long enough to acclimate. So that's the reason I'm staying off. And actually, Minnesota is Central Time, so it's actually only a 2-hour difference. Yeah, never mind. Lean Minnesota, not playing it. Lean Wake Forest, not playing it. Lean Providence, that's probably my stronger lean of the 3. St. John's has Marquette and UConn on deck. They already beat Providence by 2 points on the road earlier in the season. So I just feel like 14. It's just too many, but that's also the reason I'm staying off. It feels like it's too many. It's probably for a good reason. But I would lean Providence with St. John's having 2 big games ahead.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm just going to talk about the ranked games. If there's any other games in between, please just feel free to drop in.
Yep.
The next ranked game, Missouri, Mississippi State. Mississippi State 6.5 point favorite. Again, I'm a little cautious to be jumping back on the Bulldogs. I had them money line against Bama, I believe, and they looked absolutely terrible, like piss. So they might be the right play here on a bounce back game against Mizzou, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, that's
If any.
basically my exact thoughts. It might be a good bounce back spot, but also they put in a good effort against Bama and couldn't get out of there with the win. So 6.5 is too much for me to lay it with Mississippi State, and I don't want to take the points with Missouri. So I'll probably throw this one on just to watch it. Should be a good game, but not gonna play it.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of games today, so don't force anything. I know I probably will a little bit, but whenever you start forcing, especially in betting, it is a dangerous game. Again, these odds that I do have on the screen are from DraftKings. We are friends with them. If you do need a deposit match or sign up bonus, that link is in our bio here. The next ranked game, again, if there's games in between here, please.
Yeah, I'll stop you on one. Just the Creighton Villanova game. Ooh, did this flip? Just a sec. No, never mind. I do like Villanova minus the 2 or on the money line. Creighton already beat Villanova at home this year. Now they have to travel. Creighton has won 6 straight, so they're kind of rolling right now. They have Providence on deck, who is another team that they beat. But Villanova off back-to-back losses, one of which was Marquette, which was their most recent loss. Get to come back home, a little bit of a revenge angle. They have DePaul on deck, who they beat by 44 points earlier in the season. So absolutely no look ahead. I think it's a good get back on track game for Villanova, laying a short number against a team that already beat them.
Yeah, I'm seeing big money on Nova, so I like that. Hear me out, though. Nova wins. DePaul spread next week?
I don't hate it. And I think I think Gatiav guy just got a knockout.
Your guy?
I think so.
That would be a great start. Is it not a highlight?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
UFC is live. Got one?
Got it.
Attaboy. What are the
I should
odds
be
on that?
undefeated this morning. I should be plus 132.
Ooh, nice.
Should be undefeated if the first decision went my way.
Bendis has Yav, whatever, caught him. He even scores against Randall. I like it. Next up, on next ranked game, we have Auburn and Mississippi. Auburn's number 1, traveling to number 3, Ole Miss. This game is at 2. Any lean for you in Auburn, Ole Miss? Again, Ole Miss, another one of those teams that I was on. I believe this was Wednesday or Thursday. They could not tuck me in. So what are you thinking?
Yeah. Nothing. I kind of want Ole Miss. I want Auburn to lose 1 or 2 so I can get some value on betting Auburn to win the Natty. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Auburn, to me, feels like Michigan State right now to me. It's impossible to back them because at some point they're going to have to start regressing a little bit. So, Duke probably as well in that same conversation. They've just all those teams have won so many games in a row. And Michigan State, even though I know we're not talking about them, but they just keep covering games, and it's kind of frustrating. I keep fading them, and I don't know. I just feel like you can't really bet Auburn right now, especially on the road against Ole Miss. So I would lean Ole Miss, but I'm not going to touch it. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm not going to bet that game. I think Auburn probably wins and covers. I just can't get myself to bet them. A decent Big Ten game with an interesting line. I know it's not 2 ranked teams, but number 17 Wisconsin traveling to Northwestern. Wisconsin is wow. DraftKings has some crazy lines here. I'm seeing like a 3.5 on other books. DraftKings says 4.5. I was kind of thinking maybe Northwestern would get a little more love here, and I think Wisconsin's off a loss too. Maybe are they? Yeah, they just lost. They might have just lost. Yeah, I don't have a lean on that one. I probably won't bet it, but just that line kind of stood out to me. I was kind of expecting Northwestern to get a little bit more love from the books there. Anything for you or Kansas State, Iowa State it's a crappy game. Anything for you in that Big Ten game though?
No, Wisconsin is off a loss to Maryland. This game
Okay.
opened 1.5, so think money's coming in on Wisconsin. But yeah, no play. And yeah, no play for the K-State Iowa State either.
Okay. Another comment from Ben. The only other dog I'm on today is Paige at plus 150 against Shara. Shara is blind in one eye, and Paige has a huge reach advantage and shifty.
I'll back it.
Yeah, Shara can't grapple either. Going to be striking fest, but maybe it's just a day to be on the favorites. Okay.
Ben, did you have McKinney? Let me know.
Is that the early one?
Yeah. Well, that was the one that happened when we first started.
Gotcha. Moving on again, lot of games today. We can't cover them all. I'm looking at this Michigan game just because I am a Michigan fan. I wouldn't back Michigan with an ounce of my body, and traveling to Rutgers. They're 5.5-point favorites. I mean, since I'm not going to back them, they're probably going to win and cover and blow them out. But that is a lot of points for a Michigan team that just is squeaking by games, honestly. And yeah, I mean, I'll have a bet on this game. I'm not going to lie. I might take the over, but that's way too many points for Michigan, who recently is just winning games by 1 to 2 points. So I'm not going to take that. I would lean Rutgers, but I'll probably get involved. High total at 156. I'll probably get involved on the over.
Yeah, both of these teams for me are teams that I think are going to start winning more than they're going to start losing, which makes it tough. The two freshmen for Rutgers, I mean, they're just both starting to play really well. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lean in that one. I do have another 3:30 play though on Oklahoma. Like them quite a bit at home against Vanderbilt. Oklahoma just lost to Texas A&M. It was their first ranked matchup of 5 straight. They do have Auburn on deck, then Tennessee, and then the last ranked matchup is on the road against Missouri. So they already lost one. They're at home. They have 2 top 10 opponents and then a road game. I think they really need to get this win here. And Vanderbilt just came off 3 straight top 10 opponents. They won 2 of them, Kentucky and Tennessee, both at home. On the road, they did get blown out by Alabama. Back on the road here, I think Oklahoma kind of blows out Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
I've had of the day.
Ooh, okay. I mean, Oklahoma worries me a little bit because I do think they're a little fraudulent. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I like that. I like the play. I'm not going to back Vandy. I'll tell you that. Ben says McKinney's so bad. We didn't cover him, so I have no clue who the guy he fought is. The fight was a pass for me.
I like him.
Okay, this brings us swinging. This brings us to one of our fishy lines that we normally love to take. Has not worked for me recently, but number 11 Kansas at Baylor, unranked. Baylor favored. We going Baylor here? Baylor?
I think so. I think we are. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I hate Baylor. It's probably my least favorite college basketball team. They're just so inconsistent. Yeah, on the road though, Iowa State on deck on Monday, so only 2 days to prep for Iowa State, unless they've been prepping prior, which I hope they have. They lost Iowa State by 17 points back in mid-January. So yeah, with a look-ahead spot there for Kansas. Baylor off a tough overtime loss against BYU. I lean Baylor. I don't know if I'll get there.
I mean, Baylor is 100% the lean, right? It's the system. You said Kansas has Iowa State on deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything's pointing towards Baylor. And I know I don't know. I've been low on the system recently of the lower ranked or the unranked team favored against a higher ranked or ranked team. But it still works. So maybe I just got to jump back on. I'll probably be on Baylor, unfortunately. A pretty good game, not ranked, but BYU, UCF. Anything for you there? I lean UCF at home, BYU off that OT win, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like UCF actually quite a bit. Gosh, Yeah, BYU getting a lot of love. Um, yeah, basically, I've actually kind of followed UCF a lot this year because I have a coworker who was super high on them, bet them to win the Big 12, which doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I guess they have a lot of really solid. I don't know if they're freshmen or I think they were like high recruits that got into some legal trouble and ended up all coming up together at UCF. So I've kind of followed them. They have played a lot of the teams pretty tough. A 1 point loss to Houston, a 4 point loss to Kansas, blown out by Iowa State, 8 point loss to Arizona. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's more of a gut play here, but I do think UCF might be the side. I don't know if I'll play it. I probably will. Kind of like them.
Another comment from Ben. Horrible odds, but Pavlovich by KO feels as close to guarantee as it's going to get. Minus 185. Number one, again, these are big words for me. APE index, crazy power, mid opponent who loses to guys with Pavlovich's build. He's Russian. Russians always get layups. Okay. That's good info there. Again, I probably butchered those names, and it's probably not ape index. That's probably some racist term, but APE. I don't know. I don't know the terms, but
Wait, did he say by
KO.
Okay, yeah.
I think that he said it's minus 185.
I like it. Here's the extent of my UFC betting. I see Pavlovic is a minus 250 favorite. I see under 1.5 rounds is minus 175. And then I go to method of victory. I see by KO TKO minus 185. I'll take it.
Okay.
That's basically how I operate that. So yeah, I will be on that, Ben, for sure.
What time is that one at? I'll join you.
1:45.
Oh, we got some time. Okay.
Well, it's in 4 fights from now, so that kind of.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, college basketball. Again, a lot of games. We can't cover them all here. A couple big Virginia games. Unfortunately, I can't really bet them, and I ran out of bookie money. Richmond VCU is always a great game, as well as Virginia Tech, Virginia, always a great game. But I have no means of betting those, and I don't really feel like betting those. So I would lean the hell out of Richmond plus 20, plus 19.5 against VCU. That game goes to overtime, I feel like, every single year. So that seems like a lot of points. It's also probably pretty square to take that, but that would be my lean. And then nothing on Virginia Tech, but big games for me living in the state of Virginia. Let's go to Michigan State USC real quick.
Yeah.
Michigan State number 7 traveling cross country to USC. Do they play UCLA next? Okay.
Yep.
So just staying out there.
Yep.
But this is their first game of the road.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I again, just right off the bat, I leaned the USC at the spread. It seems a little low, but again, Michigan State traveling, close to 2,500 miles. On the road, it's never easy to win. So I get the odds, but USC's just over 500, 12-8. Michigan State 18-2. Like you said, Michigan State is on an absolute tear right now, absolute roll in college basketball. One of the hottest teams. How many have they won in a row? 14, 15?
Haven't lost since the day before Thanksgiving, or 2 days before Thanksgiving.
They are absolutely on fire. I don't know if I want to get involved betting against them. They're going to lose one of these games. Like you mentioned, like we all know, they're not going to finish the season 30-2. But I know whatever game I bet them to lose, it's not going to be that one. And whatever game I think's going to do it, but I'm going to say, I'm going to wait till the next one. That's going to be the game. So potential upset, in my opinion, potential upset USC, but I'm not gonna bet it.
Yeah, I can't bet it. I think honestly, the best way to play this would be USC money line, and then if they lose, come back and bet UCLA money line. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's the first time State has had to travel out west in Big Ten play, obviously being the first year that these teams are in the Big Ten. So I don't really know what to expect out of Izzo. You would think of all the coaches out there, he would have the guys ready for something like this, but especially when they go to Maui every single year. But yeah, I mean, it's just February's tough. It's a really tough month, really tough schedule for Michigan State. So I don't know. I personally think they beat USC, and I could see them losing to UCLA. That's a 10 p.m. start Eastern time. I know they'll be acclimated. They will have been out there for 5 or 6 days at that point. But still, it plays into UCLA's hands more. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't lay it with Michigan State. I just think they're going to start losing a few games. I projected them to go 5-3 in the month of February. I projected a loss to UCLA. I think they win this game, but I don't know. I'm just going to watch it from a fan aspect.
Yeah, it's a lot of travel, but USC is not very good. So I don't know. I was kind of expecting the line to be like 6, but again, I guess that makes sense. It's on the road, long travel. So I don't know. Fishy line. I'm not going to bet it. I will say next game. And again, I'm a very, very what's the word? No, I'm not a good fan. I love Michigan, and if it's not Michigan, I root for every other team that I hate to lose every single game. I know you're a much more loving fan than I am of your rivals. I can't stand Michigan State. I can't stand Ohio State. Again, nothing against you. I just
or USC
or USC, but I will be rooting for USC this game. I will not be rooting for UCLA because I can't stand their coach. That's one of the games I will be rooting for Michigan State to absolutely blow the doors off of USC or UCLA. Mick Cronin is a little crybaby bitch, so can't stand that guy. He's probably my least favorite coach in all of sports. Maybe him and Nick Sirianni are up there, or Ryan Day. Those are probably the 3. I can't stand Mick Cronin. I think he's He's complaining about travel. What did you expect? You joined the Big Ten. You live on the West Coast. You're gonna have to travel.
Right.
Did this come and blindside you?
Right.
Did you think people were gonna meet up in Omaha to play? I don't know. He sucks.
Dan Hurley's getting up there too.
Ooh, you're right. Hurley's up there. Hurley sucks. Yeah, that's a pretty good list though. Hurley, Ryan Day, LSU's coach, football.
Yeah, Brian Kelly.
Kelly, he's up there.
Yeah, he's definitely up there.
Yeah, but Mick Cronin this year has really, he's a great coach, but I don't know how good of a coach he is, but he's really pissed me off. So I will be rooting for them. Anyways, that was a tangent. Moving forward, looks like we have a long gap here. Texas Tech, Houston, a game that I was betting I was looking ahead to and thinking they were looking ahead to as well. I believe on Wednesday or Thursday. Bet against both of these teams on that day, thinking they had look ahead spots. Both teams did not look like they had look ahead spots. They were focused and destroyed their team. Now Houston's at home hosting Texas Tech. Again, both teams coming off wins, I believe. I know Houston is. I think Texas Tech is as well. Houston is a 9.5-point favorite. Houston is number 6 in the country. Texas Tech is number 22. You got any reads on this game?
I really don't. Spread is just, I don't love playing big basketball spreads. Yeah, I really don't have much in this one.
Okay, let me quickly see if there's any money here. Big money on Houston, which I guess is expected when it's that big of a spread between 2 ranked teams, but a lot of money on the under. Ooh, that could get involved on the under. Texas Tech's a defensive team. We all know Houston is as well. This could be like that Auburn. Who did Auburn just play last weekend?
Was it the Tennessee game?
Yeah, Auburn like 53-51.
Yeah,
it could be something like that. So potentially the under, but Houston is looking like it's getting a lot of money. Again, it's probably because of the big spread against 2 ranked teams. Houston,
that's good basketball too. I love low scoring college basketball games.
It's great. Except if it's Virginia playing, that's just terrible.
Unless it's Santa Clara on Wednesday night, who I had plus 4.5, and they went the first 10 minutes of the second half without a point.
Yeah. I had my stupid bets of either team to win by 1-5. I think it was a 1 or a 2-point game at half. I was like, okay, we got a chance. I turned it on I looked at it 30 minutes later. They were down by 30. They didn't score a point for 12 minutes.
They went over 3 minutes to end the first half and then over 10 minutes to start the second scoreless.
How does that even happen?
And I think they went the first 5 minutes of the first half scoreless. So, yeah, dude, it was
Christ.
And I liked that play a lot.
Okay, quickly wrapping up here. I know we've talked about college basketball for a while. I do want to get into NHL. big game, North Carolina Duke, but it's a big spread. North Carolina is a 14-point dog on the road to number 2 Duke. Great game. It's a good rivalry. Actually, I don't know how good of a game it is. It's a good rivalry game. It's good for the sport. Are you going to bet it? Do you have a lean?
I'm not going to bet it, but it's got to be North Carolina, right?
Yeah, you would
Gotta
think. Seeing a little bit of money on Duke, a lot of money on the under. Again, probably because of the big spread against a rival. But
I mean,
yeah,
North Carolina needs any statement they can get to. I mean, they've had a tough year, so yeah. I mean, it's got to be North Carolina, but I
they have
probably
yeah, I'll probably get involved on North Carolina, even if it is the wrong side. I'll see what the day brings me. Big East ranked matchup. Number 25 UConn against number 9 Marquette. Any thoughts on that one?
not really. Again, UConn kind of needs a statement win at this point in their season. Well, I mean, they're gonna be fine, but both teams actually have St. John's on deck, which is kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, I just think Marquette's getting looked at, but Marquette's struggling to really blow teams out this year. They've played most teams in their conference fairly close, especially the good ones. And yeah, I mean, I just think UConn still being the team to beat in the Big East. I would lean UConn, but I don't think I'll get involved.
Yeah, I probably won't. Again, I need to start diving into the Big East. They're just not that good this year, so I really haven't focused much on them. 2 more big games I want to talk about before we transition here. A John Calipari rematch back in Kentucky. Arkansas traveling to number 12 Kentucky. Kentucky is a 9.5-point favorite. You got any lean or bets on John Calipari making his debut back in Kentucky?
I love Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. And it's mostly that we just talked about coaches, so it's kind of a good segue. But I feel like coaches are so petty. Like, he definitely cares about this game. Going back to Kentucky, it's the only time they play on the schedule this season, so it's not like they can lose one and go win the next. And quite frankly, I don't really think Kentucky cares about him. They're probably looking at this game more of just a normal game, where Calipari has absolutely had this game circled from the minute he got to Arkansas. So Arkansas off a loss. I think they were probably looking ahead a little bit to this game. They could use a statement win. They've dropped, 6 of their last 7. Only win in there was against Georgia. Could really use this one on the road. Kentucky just beat Tennessee. They have Ole Miss on deck, so a natural sandwich spot. So yeah, give me Arkansas to cover. It's a big number. It's probably gonna be public, but yeah, I like Arkansas to cover.
I like it. I will be on that with you. And then a WCC, the 2 big names. Well, kind of this year, there's really no big name in the WCC, West Coast Conference. Zaga, St. Mary's. St. Mary's is, again, this line, let me see what DraftKings has here. This line is all over the place. Gonzaga is a 2-point favorite on the road. Looks like there's a couple books that have, yeah, that looks about right. Never mind. Any bet for you, Gonzaga, St. Mary's?
I love St. Mary's.
Okay.
I think St. Mary's wins. I think the only reason Gonzaga is favored is because they're Gonzaga. But St. Mary's they've been coming up on Gonzaga for the last 3-4 years, and I think this is the year that they really kind of overtake the conference, and they might run with the conference for the next couple years. But yeah, Gonzaga struggled there a little bit. They did get 2 pretty big victories in their last 2 out, which I think also gives them some extra value. But yeah, St. Mary's hasn't lost since the 22nd of December. They're undefeated in conference play. San Francisco on deck, who is a good team in the conference, but they already beat them by 20 just a week ago. So yeah, I think no look ahead at St. Mary's. I think it's going to be a great game. I cannot wait to watch it. Yeah, I like St. Mary's quite a bit.
And then the big game everyone's talking about, the tuck me in, Hawaii, 12 a.m. Just kidding. But Hawaii does play 11:59 tonight.
I do have one last game to
Go ahead.
mention, and I don't have a lean, but just for good, solid basketball, I do think sorry, I just lost the time. 9:30 p.m. Again, don't really have a lean, but New Mexico, Utah State, both teams 9-1 in the Mountain West. Both teams tied for first in that conference. So I would lean Utah State at home minus the 5, but don't think I'll bet it. But again, that's another kind of lower tier game that I'm looking forward to watching.
I love it. That was really informative for me. Again, I will tweet out some plays, but I did find a couple. Let me just quickly, as before we transition here again, game starting here in 20 minutes. I love Tennessee with you, so I'll jump on that. I do love Villanova. I'll jump on them with you. Debating Oklahoma, but I like your lean. Um, Baylor potentially for me, like Arkansas and St. Mary's as well. So my 4 bets right now are going to be Tennessee, Villanova, Arkansas, and St. Mary's.
Okay, yep. I'm on Tennessee. I will be on Villanova. I will be on Oklahoma, and I will be on St. Mary's. I'll probably be on Arkansas. I'll probably be on Baylor.
Okay.
I think that's going to be it.
Again, make sure you do follow us over on Twitter, where that's where we post all of our bets most of the time. I know the last couple of days I've been pissed off and been just secretly betting and not posting, but that's a good thing because
Same.
I was just losing. So you don't want any of those bets. Quickly transitioning. Again, we're kind of running out of time here. A quick power through the NHL. Any games? I'm just going to send it to you because I think you've looked a little bit more than me. I'm looking right now. Any games in the NHL that are standing out to you?
So I haven't looked too much into it. Big trade yesterday. Vancouver sent JT Miller back to the Rangers, which is where he started his career. There was big locker room trouble in Vancouver between Miller and Elias Patterson, which is why I bet on Vancouver last night, and they gave up 5 goals in 16 shots and lost that game 5-3. So I don't know. I don't know if Miller's playing. I can't imagine he is, but yeah, probably stay off that. I think maybe the first game that Miller plays, I kind of do like the Rangers. Um, leans here. I've had this Penguins game circled for a long time. It's gross, but I do like the Preds. They are on a back-to-back. They did lose last night. I think they were up 2-0. No, they were down 2-0, came back, and then lost. They've lost 3 straight, but the Penguins have not been at home. This is their first game back home since January 14th. So they had I believe, a 7-game road trip. Wasn't great. They went 3-4, but hasn't been a great year for the Penguins. So that's about par for the course. But returning home, short price on the Preds. I do like Nashville, even though you and I have lost probably an entire bankroll betting Nashville this year. And then I like our Wings tonight at 10 o'clock. Late Wings game. Also really looking forward to that. I think the Wings win.
Okay, I was going to bring up that one in a sec. I like I don't know if I'm going to get there because this team's so bad, but potentially the Rangers. I would probably get on the Senators. I don't know. Lean Nashville with and I was kind of leaning Calgary, but I don't know. The Wings are kind of a force right now. I know they just won on a shootout against the Oilers at Edmonton. What was that? Thursday night.
Thursday, yeah.
Obviously staying out there and playing at Calgary. Yeah, I don't know. I lean Calgary at the moment, just quickly jotting down the notes, but I haven't looked into the odds or the money at all in the bets. But I don't know. I don't want to get. They're kind of like the. I don't know. Well, the Wings are super streaky right now. We saw them do the same thing when they just hired that new coach, went on a massive streak, and then lost to the Sharks. So I will be looking to fade the Red Wings eventually. I don't know if today's the day. Stay tuned for that one. I've been betting a lot of Red Wings games. So that is, yeah, they really don't have any bad opponents. They have a hell of a schedule upcoming. But yeah, I don't know. I might have a bet on that. We'll see. I've been betting DeBrincat to score every game, and he has yet to do so. So
I will say, the way I see this going, I think they could beat Calgary tonight, lose to Vancouver, and then beat the Kraken. If that happens, if they go 3-1 out west, have to travel back home. Next Saturday they play the Lightning, and then they have that there's like that international tournament or whatever the hell's going on, the Four Nations, I think it's called. Love Tampa, with Detroit returning back off their West Coast trip to play one single game before they do that Four Nations tournament. Love Tampa next Saturday, especially if the Wings win on this road trip.
I love it. That's all I got. Do you have anything else, NBA? Anything else? I know we have games kicking off here in 15 minutes. We do have to get off a little bit and lock in some finalized bets. But do you have anything else you want to talk about before we sign off here?
Yeah, quick NBA. Probably my favorite play is Brooklyn. It's pretty disgusting. They're like plus 15, but they lost a shit ton of games in a row, which is what they do because they're awful. Just got a win on Wednesday on the road against the Hornets. Now they travel to Houston. So a little positive momentum for them. Houston, I believe, yeah, they just had a 4-game road trip. They won 3 of them, including wins on the road against Cleveland and Boston. Lost their last game out, but returning back home before another 4-game road trip. So 4 games away, 1 single home game, and then back on the road. Don't love that spot. So I do like Brooklyn. And then I won't even really go that into depth. I like the Heat +2. Spurs second of a back-to-back. They just got a huge win against Milwaukee. So I kind of like the Heat there, and then I lean on Portland as well. Suns second of a back-to-back with travel, big win against Golden State. I won't get too deep into it. There's more reasons why I like those two, but yeah, probably favorite is Brooklyn.
I like it. Well, this was super informative for me for just diving into the board. Again, make sure you do follow us over on Twitter. Our handles are right below our faces here. That is where we post all our official plays. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and share our YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs. Are at 928, so we're getting up there. We do have Super Bowl Sunday coming up, so stay tuned for some Super Bowl videos. And after that, after the end of NFL, we will start really diving into college basketball. So I know we've been a little MIA on our college basketball show. Doing this live does help. But we will have some more college basketball coming up for you guys and NHL. And like I said, Bobby and Ben do a great job over there with UFC as well, which is live currently. So if you do want some UFC bets, Better in Green has that as well. We have it all over here. So make sure you guys do like, subscribe, and share. We really appreciate it. But until then, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Ethan, anything else?
Yeah, one last thing I did just want to say. NASCAR is back tomorrow. It's not an official race, but they always do this first race called the Clash. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's very bettable. So I'll probably tweet out if I have any. Well, I will have a play in that. But yeah, usually a small course, tough to pass, and pretty easy to bet. So yeah, pumped for that to be back. But other than that, good luck with college basketball. Should be a great day of games, and God, I hope we win.
We need another winning day, but or need a winning day. But I appreciate you guys. We'll see you